What's up, everyone? It's day 66 of 75 hard. I just finished my second workout of the day. I did my 45-minute outdoor workout. And tonight, once again, that consisted of going to the local high school track and running on the straight part and walking around the curves. Once again, I did 10 laps, so 2.5 miles. It was a nice, cool evening. It's probably about 6:30 right now. About 55 degrees. No wind, so just real calm and nice. I feel good otherwise. My shins are still just sore. It's just something I have to deal with. My lower back started feeling like it was just like jarring. It feels like my vertebrae are just smashing. Like there's because the discs in between your vertebrae and your spine are a cushion essentially. And if you think of it like a tire, and whenever you herniate something, the inner part of that tire comes out the outer edge of it. And that's what gets to where it starts hitting nerves and causing all this pain, especially if you got a poor diet and you have a lot of inflammation. That's why you see some people have like leg pain, or their leg will be numb all the way down to their pinky toe. Sometimes my leg will go numb, but not completely. And usually my leg doesn't hurt. It's mostly just right there in my lower back. The best way I found to correct it was rolling it out. And if you go to the chiropractor, which I haven't in a while, but if you went I did go regularly for about 4 months. I went probably 40 times total in that time period. And that's what got me better probably 5 years ago. But anyways, that adjustment where they put you on your side and bring your knee up and twist your, I believe that's your iliac sacrum, maybe. I might be mistaken. But it's right there, that portion that connects your hip to your lower back. And whenever they adjust you anytime like that, for me anyways, that's what I need. So rolling on a solid style roller, I can kind of roll in a way to where it kind of feels like it pops back in place, because you can go extended periods of time with that joint out of place, and that's why you have the pain. And then you get it adjusted and you feel better immediately, but it can come right back out, especially if you're doing things strenuous that you shouldn't be doing, based on your condition. But it's not so much that pain right now for me. It's just from the running. It's just the shock of, planting your foot. So I don't feel like I need to go to the chiropractor right now. Many times I feel like I need to go to the chiropractor is when I have to do like a rig up at work, and I have to hammer a lot and carry a lot of iron pieces and valves and stuff like that. So feeling good otherwise. This morning I woke up around 8. I went to the gym. Oh, my bad. I did an hour on the tread climber. I got ready for the day. I went to the gym and I did 30 more minutes on the treadmill, and then I did a chest and shoulder workout. So that was pretty good. I feel real depleted. Basically that's my main complaint, is that my energy. As I stated before, I was cutting back on carbs and carb cycling, and now I've gone back all the way to not even having carbs, very little, less than 50 a day, and then mostly zero. It's been probably 4 days, but man, I feel it. Just extreme hunger, especially at night. These last few nights, I don't know if that's what's keeping me awake, but I don't have anything in my house that I can just go eat and I'll throw myself off track or fail because I cheated. I don't have anything in my house that could be considered cheating, I don't think, unless I just overate something, that's already on my list, which also counts as cheating. You're not supposed to go over your diet. You can't, even if that is eating more. I mean, if you're going to eat more broccoli than it says, I don't think that's going to be considered cheating. But if you're going to be putting yourself in a position where your calorie intake is like it would have been if you weren't following the diet, you're supposed to eat 2,000 calories and you're eating healthy foods, and then you eat 3,000 calories, even though you just like ate an extra sweet potato or extra couple pieces of meat. That's still cheating. So keep that in mind. Because basically you're going to hinder any of your progress. If you're, like I said, it doesn't matter if it's healthy, it's the calories in and calories out that matter. And the goal is to burn more calories per day than what you're consuming. And you keep doing that repeatedly, consistently, and then you lose the weight. That's just how it works. Some people lose it faster. Some people lose it in different areas faster. Some people don't notice it and then don't notice it for 2 months, and then all of a sudden just melts away. Like it just kicks out, their metabolism kicks in and the fat just melts off. It's just depending on the person, and actually how long you've been storing that fat also has a role. Like I feel like I can put on and lose more quick than somebody that's been holding on for longer, if that makes any sense. Or maybe I just know what I'm expected to do and the other people don't. That could play a role. But we'll keep that in mind. You don't want to overeat, even if it's healthy stuff or a protein shake or a scoop of protein. Just all that. You can figure it out. You know what I'm talking about. So anyways, just starving feeling, like stomach's just, you know what I'm talking about when you're just hungry. So fighting through that, very annoying, especially when I'm trying to go to sleep, because you wake up in the morning and you're not that hungry that you had when you were about to fall asleep isn't necessarily there usually. For me anyways, like you forgot about it because you were sleeping. So it's almost like a restart. So just keep pushing through. The end result is well worth it. It's gonna feel way better to accomplish your goal than it would to indulge in a craving. No matter what you might be craving, the end result of succeeding is going to taste a lot better than a piece of candy now. And in fact, that piece of candy now might taste good immediately, but right away after you eat it, you're going to regret it. So especially if you're on day 66, like a lot of people are, you got to start over. Or even, like I said, if you're just overeating, you're not making progress. That's a possibility of why. No matter what program you're on, that's just the way it is. So just gonna have to fight through that. Tomorrow, I got something a little bit special planned. I'm probably gonna do both of my workouts in the morning time, but I may end up having to push the night one and the video, or the outdoor one and the video till later in the day. But I got something special planned, so I'll show you. I'll post about it tomorrow. But yeah, if you've noticed, if you've followed along this whole time, I've purposely put myself in harder situations to get more out of the program. From basically day 11 to probably day 30, you can go back and look. I was working a job that was very physically taxing, and I was working outside, and obviously I work outside, but I meant during the day, rigging up, hammering all day. And it was to the point to where I could have easily set a timer for 45 minutes and been outside. I was already outside. So, but I didn't. I did my workout while I was off. I have 12 hours off, or however much time off, 11 and a half hours, whatever it is, to be off. And so I was trying to show people that have to work the 12 hours and don't have any opportunity to get any kind of outside workout in, which most likely you get breaks. But either way, I was just pretending that some regular person that's going to make the excuse that they couldn't do it because they didn't have time. I was making it more difficult on myself, only sleeping basically 5 hours, getting up, working out, eating, working out outside, making the video, maybe take a 20-minute nap, be at work. That's how that was going for about 3 weeks. And then just in other situations, it's the same thing. Like when I've been at work, I've been at work probably half of the days. So even whenever I have this free time, like now I'm off, I'm still doing that hour of the tread climber just immediately, and I'm not counting that as one of my workouts, just because it's something I have extra time and I can do, and it makes me feel good doing it. So mostly just trying to put all these things out there that even if you're going to do the program, you can still involve yourself in regular life. And that's also an important factor of it, because You don't want to be a hermit. You don't want to, you know, just because you're doing this and your friends are not doing that, you can still need to be social. You don't want to put yourself in a spot where you just, you know, feel like nobody's on your level, or you start to get cocky even, I'm not sure. Whatever those feelings are that you may feel whenever you're doing the program like this, and you have these things that these events, these social gatherings that you put off just because you have to follow a diet or you can't drink alcohol, you can still partake in stuff like that. So that kind of is what falls into what I'm doing tomorrow. It's going to take half the day to make it there, and then just, you'll see. I'm trying to keep it a surprise, so it'll be cool whenever I make the video where I'm at. But just a little we're going, Mackenzie and I are going on a cruise right before Christmas out of Long Beach, California to Mexico. So this is kind of like a pre-vacation vacation. I start back work again Monday. So today's Wednesday, November 1st, 2023 for reference. So I have a few days before I start working again. I expect to work straight till the bodybuilding show and then straight till the cruise. So just want to show you guys that you can still have a regular life and do the program to reach your goals. And then whenever you're not doing the program in your future and you go on these things, you can be more mindful of your time management, of the things that you're putting in your mouth, the things that you're drinking, all these things you'll be more mindful of, so you don't get yourself off track as much as you would had you not ever done the program and never paid attention to making yourself any better. There's one thing I want to touch on today, and I'm just going to be done with the video. I've already gone on talking for a little while, but it's very important in the mornings. I see so many parents giving their kids, you know, candy, donuts, these iced coffee, frappuccinos, pancakes and syrup, waffles, you name it, muffins. You know what I'm talking about. That is the worst thing you can give your kid in the morning, especially before he's going to school. The worst. So a good thing to keep in mind whenever you're starting off your day, if you're going to eat at anything, and that still counts as smoothies, you don't want to be just loading up with sugar in the first thing in the morning, especially with blended bananas. The saliva in your mouth breaks down a certain enzyme in the banana. So compared to eating the banana or drinking it, it does two different things in your body. The way your body utilizes it, it's worse to blend it. But anyways, off that, you can look that up. I forgot what the enzyme is that it breaks down, or that doesn't get broken down because you're drinking it. But give your kids some eggs, give them some kind of meat, some protein. You can make them a protein shake that it doesn't have to taste like crap. There's a lot of good ones now. First Form has good protein powder. Axe Sledge has good protein powder. There's a company called Sweat Ethic has a really good protein powder brand. All these protein powders, you can mix up some coconut milk in it. I mean, if you have to throw in the banana, you can put half of the banana in there. I'm not saying it's going to ruin the day or the diet or anything like that, but look it up. You'll see what I'm talking about the banana. But you can put a little something in there, some blueberries, depending on the protein flavor. You just want to avoid filling their stomachs with sugar and these highly processed sugars and these simple carbs. Is the word. It's gonna basically create. You always see whenever people talk about giving their kids sugar and then the kid starts acting wild. Well, imagine that you do that to your kid and then you put them in, basically, I'm going to call it jail because that's essentially what it is, but I'm not going to go too far off into that. You put them in a position where they have to sit still and try and pay attention to something that they've never been taught before. But compared to whenever you are at home and you give them that stuff and they can run wild and you have to tell them to settle down. So now they can't run wild and then they start acting out. Well, that just creates issues with the teacher and then eventually the principal, and then they're calling in counselors, and then they're saying, you know, so-and-so needs to be seen with the psychologist or whatever. Then they start introducing prescriptions, and this, you got ADHD or ADD, all because of the diet, all because of just feeding. I mean, that's obviously not the only reason you get those things, but the diet is the number one thing that you can control to set them up for a successful day. And that's all on you. They're not feeding themselves, they're eating what you give them. So I'm just letting you know, be more mindful of that. You can look up what I'm talking about, all the food dyes, all the, you know, all the having that many sugars in the morning, what that does to the brain and how it affects learning. So you can think I'm just talking, but it's very important, because you don't want your kids, I'm talking about from something I've experienced, because I, as a kid, had to deal with the school counselor and all this crap, and they tried to push, not ADHD, but ADD, and which is attention deficit disorder, and just like, it's just a bunch of shit. So if you can avoid it, do the things that you can do to avoid it. If something's going to come up, it's going to come up. But if it's something that you can control, take control of it every little bit. You have to start looking at all the details in your life and making sure you're crossing all the boxes, because most people don't. Most people don't even pay attention. They're oblivious to everything going on. They don't care what their kids are even doing on their phones. They don't care what their kids eat. That's not you. If you're watching this, it's because you are interested in being a better dad or a better parent or a better person in general, because that's what all this channel has been about so far. Me and my daughter doing those cookie reviews, which led into the 75 Hard program for me, and it'll go back into doing things with my daughter after this. So, and then obviously do the Live Hard and post about that, but just control the things that you can control for yourself, like I always talk about. But if it's something that you can control that's going to affect the abilities of your kid in a positive manner, you need to control those things too. Just very important. If you always talk about your kids are the most important, prove it. You know, you just got to prove it. Everybody's been talking about this forever, and we've failed. We've failed so bad with these kids right now. The kids that are in high school right now, I don't know how far it goes back, but complete failure. It really bothers me. So if you can correct it now, just do whatever you can. I'm just urging you to pay more attention and, you know, be the bodyguard and all these different defenses that you need to be there. Obviously they have to learn for themselves, but when it comes to that, something simple like that, and it's just a matter of a food choice, and you can make eggs compared to donuts, give them the eggs. You'll feel it, you won't regret it. So that's all I got. I've been rambling. I appreciate you guys following along and the support, and the good comments. It makes me feel good about doing this. Shout out, there's somebody from Tel Aviv, Israel. That was pretty cool. Stay safe over there. That's really cool. I never thought that somebody would be following along from across the world. So appreciate all you guys. I'll be back tomorrow for day 67. Peace.